Hello, this is the Walt 200 with a, I guess, unique video. I'm here to talk about, is Goblin Slayer's hype dead? Now, I brought this up in my previous review episode and how, like episode 7 kind of brought it back, but not 100%. After an initial, first episode, there was a huge burst of interest in this freaking anime. Despite the controversial and the rape scene and shit like that, it was just blown the fuck up. But after that, it just completely fell off to obscurity almost, and I was kind of really disappointed because there's a lot of episodes in there that not a whole lot was going on, and yeah, they were developing the story, and they were progressing the story further, but we don't really know anything about these characters, really. We know Goblin Slayer, he slays goblins, but we don't really know him personally, even though that is, developing as we speak, and, I could just expect that to go on from there, but episode 7 really, to me at least, brought it back to almost where it was whenever that episode was so good. I wouldn't say it brought it back 100%, but in my opinion, I think it really nailed where it needed to be right now. And I know after this it's going to be a little slower pace because they probably want to heal and get better because they were pretty fucked up, as I said in my review in that episode. So there's going to be a little bit downtime after this. I would at least suspect so, at least. But the reviews are going down and the views are just kind of tanking right now. And I did notice that they censored a lot of stuff out. There were supposed to be actually more rape scenes in the Goblin Slayer in the previous episodes, but it looks like they cut that out. Probably because of the controversy scene, which is another disappointment. I think that would have kept the interest going, despite the kind of negative backlash. I'm surprised they cut that out. That was kind of stupid, even though I guess it didn't really pertain to the story at all. But still, I think they could have kept that in and it would have been fine. So I like to know, is the hype behind this anime dead? And even though I'm hoping for the best at this series after episode 7, I don't know if it can last until, another season. I mean, Black Clover somehow fucking did it. So I wouldn't be too surprised if this somehow pulled it off. But, the interest is, really going down really fast because nothing's really happening and nothing we know about the main character yet. We only know his name. We don't know anybody's fucking name in this fucking series, which again is disappointing. Yes, we know certain things about these characters, don't get me wrong, and I think the story progression is doing pretty fucking good so far, but we need to know more about these particular characters than what we already have. So hopefully by the end of the season it's good enough where they can get another one, because right now it's not looking too good, and it'd be really sad to see this only make one season and just drop off and just die, and I really hope that doesn't happen, but I can totally see it, which is quite unfortunate because this looked like it was going to be so good. And I think where the problem lies is they're taking this D&D story a little bit too far. I think if you ever played D&D, a lot of people haven't, so I can understand a lot of people's frustrations. It's very story driven, and the dungeon master has to go in great detail. I mentioned this back in my other episodes where it's more story driven, and he has to, or she has to, has to paint the world for the players, so they have to go into mass detail about everything. So it's a very, story and detail oriented experience because there's no actual visuals when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and this is what it's based off of. So when, that transitions into anime, it just doesn't really work all that well. And, I think they need to change the pace of this a little bit where it can actually make sense. And I really love the anime, don't get me wrong. I think it's very well detailed, and like the story is progressing as I think as it should. I don't think it's particular slow or anything, but they really need to change the formula for this anime, or it's going to be dead after the first season. If it gets a second season, it's going to be a fucking miracle at this point. So hopefully they can turn this anime around, because I really want to see a second season out of it. But if it doesn't, it's going to be very disappointing. I was really hoping this thing was going to be really good, but I'll review it regardless at the end of the season, with my total score at the end, and hopefully it doesn't die. Thank you for listening. Rate, comment, subscribe.